So, hi, Erin. Thank you so much for agreeing to be a testimonial for what it was like to work in the coaching process together. Before we dive in, do you mind just giving a brief background over maybe just introduce yourself and kind of what your profession is, and then really share why you wanted to hire a career coach in the first place?
Okay, so my name is Aaron Coe. I am a IT professional, which has a lot of different categories. The last 5, 10 years, my main focus has been leading major global projects and programs for companies in e-commerce in Korea, and before that in investment banking in New York, Tokyo, London, and Seoul. So I am truly what you call a global IT professional. Um, for myself, and I have a computer science background, so I'm a techie who's worked in business for many, many years. And I got to a point in my career where I was changing jobs frequently. Um, and that can be seen as a positive, negative. And in my position where I was at when I was searching for career advice, I felt like if I changed again without without looking deeper into myself, I felt like I would keep changing and changing without knowing why I was changing or what I was changing into. So I got to a point where I was really searching for information. Beginning, it may have started with resume writing, but it evolved into something more because now that I've worked for over 15 years, a simple resume writing was not going to do it for me. So I wanted to do something at the next level. And when I was searching, I found lots of people beyond resume writing. There are a lot of sort of the life coaches, and then you got the people who are more the professional side, more the career advisory and coaching. So, like any good consumer, I looked at many different people, and basically I reached out to 3 different people, and I engaged with them and tried to explain what I wanted. But even that aspect was really difficult because I was trying to figure out what I wanted. So there lied the challenge for me. So I did verbally talk to about 3 different people, including Emily. And ultimately, just like anyone in this position, you're very, I won't say skeptical, but maybe that is the word.
Mhm.
And I know a lot of people are.
Yeah.
And I was also. But at the same time, I am willing to invest in myself.
Mm.
And that is ultimately what led me to sort of commit to this process. And I think there's a lot of fear and misunderstanding. And I think you're more than willing to spend money on flights and other entertainment, but investing in yourself can be worth more than any of those things. So I think if you really think about it, it's after the fact, for me, it was very easy. Before the fact, I was, well, let me just fix up my resume, and that's the easy route to do. Let me do a couple interview practices, then I'm done.
Mhm.
But I think early in your career, maybe that's okay. But when you get deeper into your career, where your decisions are much more impactful, not to you just personally, but you and your family, I think you need to really take a good look and see about investing yourself. That is investing just in products or a um, a resume writing package. So um, I think after the fact, it's very clear to me. It was an easy decision,
Mhm.
and and I'm in a happier place because of it.
Thank you, Erin. That was very introspective and very insightful. And you're right, a lot of people just feel they need a resume and that's it. But you were kind of and I love that you caught yourself like, had not hopped, but changed jobs from job to job and still kind of wondering what's next and what is that ultimate career path that I want to take. So I think that's really great that you took a step back and tried to identify that. And I know you and I worked a lot on just kind of personal branding and coming up with that narrative and really identifying what is that next step for you. So, and by the way, I didn't realize you had interviewed a bunch of other career coaches. Now I'm curious. I'm glad you did. Anybody should, especially because it's such a new experience for a lot of people.
Exactly.
But could you just kind of share why you chose me out of the other two, like what the differences were?
Sure. In any product or service, I have a philosophy of threes. I do everything in threes.
Okay.
If I'm going to buy a car, I would look at a Honda, Nissan, and Toyota. I would visit all three, and even though they're similar, I would visit all three and do my homework. And companies,
I'm the Lexus, by the way.
well, that's a Toyota, a little bit more. But I visit all those car stores, by the way, and then test drives. So I do everything in threes. And in the IT world, when I look at software vendors, same thing. I do everything in threes. Currently, I'm doing that right now in my current job, looking at vendors. So even in this world, I still follow the same philosophy. Let me look at three things. Let me look at three people. And really not just look at their profile, but let me engage with them and see sort of what they offer. So I did, again, reach, obviously on LinkedIn, and I found three, actually four, but the fourth person wasn't really in that realm, so I won't really count that. So it was really three people that I did sort of engage verbally. And it's the other two, they're very good. I still, I've exchanged emails with the other two even after the fact. But so I don't think it's really about what they didn't offer. I think it was really looking at you as not just a career coach, but as an entrepreneur. And it was something. It was that excitement. It was that, I think, the way you presented, not yourself, but why you do what you do, right? It wasn't about, because you weren't using the words like success and making money on all these things, but it was really about that. I don't want to sound cheesy, but you're focused on happiness rather than success, right? Because a lot of people may use the word
success, which gives you money.
Exactly. And you could be happy with a lower salary, you could be happy with a higher salary, right? So, and the position I was in, I was successful in my previous jobs. I made a lot of money in my previous jobs, but those weren't the happiest times. So before I changed again, I knew, if I changed, I knew I would make more money. That wasn't the biggest concern. It was really, am I really going to do this for the right reason? Am I going to make the change for the right reason? Am I going to send the right message to whoever I may join? And so my focus was really almost matching with, I think, your message, right? That it's not about the success word can be misinterpreted to many things, but the happiness word is you can't really lie. Right.
Either happy or not.
Exactly. And my focus at that time was really family, not just career, but career is a part of it, obviously, but really family and being honest about if I was giving enough time to family and if I was happy with everything, work, life, where I was physically, all these things. So I think to your branding, if I sort of turn the tables, I think your branding was what matched what I was eventually looking for. Because even the idea of me looking for my personal branding wasn't my first message, because I wasn't clear what I was looking for.
Right.
But I think your message of, I think your branding of how you present yourself was ideal for me, because I didn't want this guy on the stage lecture, the self-help or career coach standing on the big keynote speech. I wasn't looking for that kind of thing. For me, I was looking for, let's sit down one-on-one, whether it's video or in a cafe, and you're my mirror. I want to be honest and authentic, and I want to be confident saying that.
Yeah.
And and I felt like I was pretending for some years in other jobs, and I was at a point in my life. I'm looking for something. I'm looking more for happiness rather than the word success, whichever that means,
Yeah.
right? But I knew that happiness would turn to success, but success doesn't reciprocate automatically into happiness.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
again, maybe it's that word that stood out,
You're so
perhaps.
introspective and insightful, and I know we're doing a testimonial, but this could easily be turned into a podcast. What I'm imagining right now. Like, could I just have you come back and we'll do a full podcast about happiness versus success? I
We'll do
love
a side by side screen. Yeah, put it on LinkedIn.
it.
Yeah.
But Erin, I'm glad you brought all of that up and how you were very aware that you made really great money, but that wasn't your driving factor in this next change. It was really about family. And I'm so excited because I know you shared you got a new job recently.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
But part of that allows you to be more available and around your family. So could you kind of just share like the results of coaching and what that has ultimately gotten you in the end through this process?
Um, I think a lot of people, perhaps mostly men, they get into their career and they get at times, the word I'll use is arrogant
Mm,
about who they are,
okay.
right? In terms of their profession, that
Mm-hmm.
well, they're smart enough to do all this on their own, in
Mm-hmm.
terms of navigating their career. And many people probably can. I don't really doubt that. But I also know many people, even though they're good at their jobs in their profession, whether banking, technology, medicine, that in terms of navigating a career, that may not be their expertise, especially in 2018. Things are much more advanced.
Mm-hmm.
The more analytics and things like that. So, um, oh, sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a minute.
Okay. Oh, I'm just curious if you could share what did coaching ultimately get you, like at the end of
Uh,
this process?
so I think without coaching, what you end up doing is either one, watching a YouTube video, or two, standing in front of just an actual physical mirror and talking to yourself. But that doesn't really get you results. Yeah, that's one way.
Mm-hmm.
That's one way communication, and it has to be interactive, right? And I know, and I've done my fair share of just video watching and things like that. I've done interview practice, and the front of the mirror is kind of strange. But ultimately, what it gave for coaching, I think during coaching, what I realized was um, that you're talking to someone else. At the same time, you're almost talking to yourself in a very honest way. And a lot of people just can't do that, personally and professionally,
Yeah.
right? What's the word? Denial. I think that's the word that comes into mind.
Right.
And I think personally, professionally, a lot of experienced people have denial about, about navigating a career.
Mm.
That, well, I'm fine. I'm fine where I'm at. I'm happy just making a little more money. And again, I think it's more professional denial or career denial, that they do want happiness, but they're denying themselves that because they think they can do it on their own.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I don't deny that other people can, but I think a lot of people, when they're in that place in their career where they got the money, they're in a good position, they have a team, manager, whatever, that that happiness aspect may not be there, but they're
Mm-hmm.
denying that because again, they feel like if they say that, it may be, well, that means they're not either good enough or they're lacking something. And that's not a good feeling to have. And
Mm-hmm.
I know, and I myself also. So, well, look, I'm a smart guy. Why do I need this? And those thoughts go through your mind. But I think after the first couple of sessions, I said, "Wow, let me write this down. This is what I want to tell people." But I've had a really hard time channeling that energy and focus into telling people that. and then believing it while I'm saying it.
Mhm.
That's always been my challenge, being doubtful about my own um, not abilities, but when I say something, do I believe that's authentic about me?
Right.
And after the first couple sessions, I realized that part was missing. That being authentic, believable, and being confident in that message, that brand that I was conveying, building that brand first of all,
Mhm.
then messaging that brand to the outside world with confidence.
Yes.
And when people meet me, they know who I am, they know that I'm confident, and they know that I'm probably the right person for them. And I think the first session really got me, taking off. Second, our second session really just kept that energy. Then, our third session was really just putting it all together, making sure it sticks and that it won't fall apart,
Mhm.
after after we ended our sessions. And really my mindset has changed quite a bit. I mean, my actual skill set hasn't changed, but it's just the way I view my entire career now. I think it has really changed in a positive way. And
Yeah.
even for my family, even for my wife, I said, even before I got the job, I said, look, I know you're not happy with your job, and if you want to leave your job, fine. This was before I even got the offer,
Wow.
because I was really that confident. I said,
Yeah.
look, you've been working in this job you don't like for 5 years. You haven't spent enough time with the kids. You can leave your job, and I'm fine with that. And that's what she did. And really, right in that period, I got the offer, and additional salary makes up for my wife's salary. So we're in a good state in terms of not the financial side. The financial side's okay, but really just the happiness,
Yeah.
not just the career happiness, but the family happiness, which is very intertwined.
Right.
Um,
Happy wife,
so,
happy life.
wait, did you trademark that? So,
So you got, and you said something earlier, which I want to actually challenge you on, because you said that your skills didn't change. However, I think from our coaching sessions, a big skill was like really concisely communicating what it is that you wanted to say, and that way it does sound more confident and it comes really confident. And I think you did really, really great. I mean, obviously you crushed your interview, and you found something that's really aligned to that clarity piece you were looking for. But I love that you said, despite, well, while the salary increase helps, again, that's not what you were initially going for. It was really finding something that could help your family life increase
yeah,
as well. And
yeah.
that's beautiful. It sounds like everything kind of just came together for you.
No, exactly. I think the mentioned salary. I told the previous company. I said, look, there were three different ways you could have kept me at the same salary. I would have stayed, right? But I was looking for that happiness in my career, and it wasn't the money. I said, if you would have done one of three things for me in this company that I was at, I would have gladly stayed, even though the salary wasn't as high as I make now.
Hmm.
So again, I know it definitely wasn't about salary.
Right.
Um, it's always nice, but it definitely wasn't, because I told the other company the same thing. And back early in the year, I gave them three different ways they could keep me and make me happy in my role in that company. They didn't do any of the three things, one of the three things. So, um, but ultimately, I think things worked out in the right way. The right company found me, and it wasn't a clarity from day one, but it was a conversation that we
Yeah.
had over many weeks. And again, that messaging from me and having a consistent message, a consistent brand from me to them, so that they know clearly who I am.
Okay. Awesome. So, Erin, in just a nutshell for like tangible results, what would
Mhm.
you say those are if you were to summarize?
Um, the so the unknowns I think came with when I first sort of messaged you. I think that my first message, if I look back, was very jumbled, to say the least. I remember writing a lot of bullet points, A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, in no certain order.
Yeah.
It was a jumbled message. And that's, in previously that's what I came into conversations with because there are so many bullet points I couldn't really put it into a message.
Mm-hmm.
And the result now, and not just written, but again verbal.
Mm-hmm.
Result now is when I meet anyone, I'm able to really focus and just clarify who I am, what I do, but why I do it. That
Mm-hmm.
I do what I do because I love what I do. I don't do it for money. I don't do it for, to feel like I'm successful. I do it because I love what I do. I
Yeah.
love to help others. I love to solve problems, especially technology, but ultimately for business. Uh, and um, that part has really changed. I can really
Mm-hmm.
feel that tangible result. And the other part we talked about, obviously the happiness. It's happiness in terms of not that big company name or that title. It's a
Mm-hmm.
happiness in terms of I feel like I found the right situation, even though again, there's always the risk of not working in a year. But again, I'm not worried about that
Yeah.
because my path right now, it's not what I'm doing right now, but the path I'm on is
Mm-hmm.
that path to continue to be happy with what I do and with my family. And I think finally, Zoda is that um, it's I don't want to say confidence, but it's the belief, it's the
Like self-assured.
yes, and because I mean, no one's going to necessarily give you confidence. That has to come from within.
Yes.
But you have to sort of kind of wiggle it out. You have to kind of squeeze it out a little bit. It's there. So there's things there. The words exist. Whether as a writer or a speaker, the words exist. But sometimes you need to sit down and work with someone to put all the words in the right place,
Yeah.
right? Then go through it. Is that the right message? Is that you? Is that someone else? Again,
Mm-hmm.
goes back to being authentic.
Authentic.
So, but it's just sitting down and working with someone who's focused really on that,
Mm-hmm.
which um, specialist or whatever you want to call it. And again, looking back, I think it was an easy decision to work together.
Mm-hmm.
I think many people, especially the mid-career or junior level people, are going to be very skeptical because
Mm-hmm.
they see it just as a product, but not an investment. If you
Yeah.
look at it as an investment, I think your mindset changes entirely.
I
And my life has shifted really to investing in um, service and actual activities rather than material. And I'm
mm-hmm.
teaching my kids the same thing. I will invest in your surfing lesson because it's an amazing experience, which no one can take away.
Right.
It's an investment. Uh, and I think for other people, that's the word I always use. You're not you're not getting a service or a product.
Mm-hmm.
You're investing in yourself and in your career. That's
Absolutely.
going in, it's gonna feed back into your come back into your career.
I'm so glad you mentioned this because I do talk to a lot of people who say, I can't afford this. But
Yes.
what I don't think they're realizing is, and I can see it from them, but it's so good to hear it from you, is what you're learning is life skills that you're going to carry
Yeah,
throughout the rest of your career.
ex-
And it's something that
exactly.
will pay off time and time again because once you invest in yourself, nobody can take that away from you. It's same thing
Exactly.
like in education. Once you have your degree, that's tied to your name forever.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
so
this lasts about 18 months. This product lasts maybe 18 months
and this is coming
for
from an engineer,
a
everyone.
power user. No, this is a product that will fall apart, that
Yeah,
will break. Very expensive. Do I truly need it? And this is going to break apart, fall apart, and go away.
yeah.
That's not an investment, right? I know people think this is an investment. It's not.
Hmm.
It's a lot of 80% of the time it's a toy.
Yeah.
You could do with a tenth of the price and get the same functionality. People they believe what everyone else believes sometimes. Well, my phone is an investment. This is no, this is kind of strange,
Yeah.
but it is. It's not that it's not always tied to money, right? In terms of making more money in your career. Like making more money doesn't make you happy. But what if you made 5% more, but had 50% more happiness,
Mm-hmm.
right? And people, they're not able to, in their mind, they're not able to really visualize it, right? Because you can't, it's something, the picture doesn't really exist.
Right.
And it's something you have to really try to understand and feel and believe.
Mm,
And and it's people can see this, they can touch this. That's why they believe this is a great investment.
yeah.
And this is probably my 10th or 12th phone. You can imagine how much money I've spent on phones.
Yeah.
So, but because they can feel that and touch that, they believe that's real.
Right.
But the investment into themselves, it's, well, what do you mean? I can't really put a finger on that.
Right.
I think that's why people have a hard time.
I agree.
But but I think the more people they see, and the more, again, everything does in threes. You get three people. No, it's one is not enough, and it's three, and you get three people who really understand what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Then the fourth person will be even more clear about what they
Yeah.
don't, that what this is, and it's not this.
I love that. And I'm totally stealing your power of threes. This really could be a podcast. Okay, so last question is, if anybody is on the fence,
Mhm.
what would you say to them? I mean, you've said so much already, but any words of advice or recommendations?
Um, it's I'm going back to the education, right? And people will spend hundreds of thousands, take out loans to go to a school and learn something, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're learning about something. They're not really learning about themselves often,
And
right?
they don't teach any job searching stuff in schools. I talk to actually a lot of clients who
Yeah.
are just graduating, and I'm like, don't you have a career services department? And they say, we do, but we don't.
They do, but usually they give brochures about companies. They
Yeah.
don't actually provide coaching.
Or they
Because
just help with resume, and that's
yeah,
not what people need.
exactly. And a lot of people there may not be like the coaching type of
Mhm.
people. So again, I mean, what I would ask is, what are you willing to invest in yourself for
Mhm.
your career?
Right.
What is that worth to you? I don't want to sound like an infomercial, but um, I've done, certifications, testing certifications, out of my own pocket. I
Mhm.
spent, money for my own just technical training, the things I found valuable. I did a 2-day course for Agile, and big, talking point in the IT world. And out of my own pocket, a 2-day course, which I never done before. The reason I did it was because I was investing in my
Mhm.
career.
Right.
So it was worth the money, and it was a great course. And I actually got more out of it because it wasn't just a lecturer. It was, I was working with other people. And that time, that sort of group exercise, after that 2-day course, wow, this was amazing.
Yeah.
And again, it wasn't really about the course. It was, I was investing in my career. I wasn't investing in the teacher. I was investing in my career.
Yeah.
So I think people, it's not about investing in Emily. It's about investing in your career. If you
Yeah.
look at it that way, well, of course I would invest in me. I'm a
Mhm.
good investment.
Yeah.
If you look at it that way, it makes sense. I think people look at it as you're investing in a product like
Right.
this,
Yeah. No, that
right?
makes complete sense. I 100% agree with you. And it goes back to like being tangible or not intangible. And the
Yeah.
best example I can give is I was talking to somebody recently who said, oh, I can't invest in this right now because I'm having a wedding and she's spending
Yeah.
$30,000 on one day. And I'm like, yes, it's memories for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
There will be
Yeah.
pictures, but
Yeah.
imagine this is like a return on investment
Yeah.
because you're going to have these life skills and career skills and professional development skills that
Yeah.
you can take with
Uh,
you the rest of your decades. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah. No, I wish the regret is I wish I kind of faced this earlier.
Yeah.
But I think I was in that position of that arrogance. Well, I don't really need that. I'll just hire a recruiter and they'll get me a job. And ultimately, that's what I did for many years. But
Yeah.
it didn't always lead to the happiness I was looking for. But um, that's my only regret. I was,
Mm.
I wish, I did this earlier in my career so that I could have, made some better decisions at times.
Well, you're
Right?
exactly where you need to be. And I was
Yep.
going to make a fun pun off of your name, like arrogant Aaron, but we don't have to confirm that way. No, let's scratch that.
Okay. Okay, that'd be good for now. Yeah.
But thank you so much, Erin, for sharing all of your experience and your insights and your wisdom. And I'm so happy for you and finding that job that is aligned with what we talked about this entire time. So super congratulations to you and your family.
Thank
Exciting.
you very much. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. Work hard, but we're gonna have fun also.
Love
We're
it.
gonna be a lot of fun.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Emily. It's been a great experience.
Same. I'm gonna